Dear students, how are you all? I hope you all are staying safe at home. So, continuing with the same chapter, prejudice, discrimination, and inequality, we are going to take up the topic striving for equality. I hope now it is clear what is equality and what is inequality, what is discrimination, etc. Okay, fine. So, let us move ahead. So, why we always strive for the equality? Definitely, we all need equality, whether it is in the status form, whether it is in something else, whether we want it as a gender wise, whether we want it religious wise, right? So, I have already discussed all those things, but here I have given the some clues that not only after the freedom, but before the freedom, also India was struggling for the equality, right? They always believe in the equality, whether it is between the British and the Indian people, or whether between the society, right? Or the socio-economic equality, you can say. Socio-economic equality means social and economically, both wise they are equal. So they always have this idea that we should be treated equally, right? And also among the Indians, whether it is that is before the freedom I'm talking about, right? तो फ्रीडम से पहले लोग यही चाहते थे कि हम इंडियंस और ब्रिटिशर्स के बीच में भी इक्वालिटी हो, राइट? ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि एंड दैट इज व्हाई द रीजन वी वांट द फ्रीडम, राइट? Then at that time also there was the problem of lower caste, there was the gender disparity, there was the unequal behavior with the tribal people and peasants also. So this is all we require, right? We always strive for the equality. हम सबको क्योंकि equality चाहिए थी, that is why we struggle for the freedom as well. Fine. And the so-called lower caste, women and the tribal people, peasants are farmers. They were against inequalities and they whatever they experience in their life. So they always wanted to be equal in front of the others. Right. So when India became independent in 1947, our leaders set out the frame that our India should be of of equality, right? It should not be unfair to anyone. So Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the chairperson of the drafting committee, and because he himself faced that problem, उन्होंने खुद ने ये face की थी problem discrimination की, so he wanted to form a law for independent India that to be justice, राइट? वो बहुत जस्टिफाइड बनाना चाहते थे. दे ही ऑलवेज वांट कि हमारा इंडिया कभी भी ये इनइक्वल बिहेवियर ना रखे किसी के साथ. सो बी आर अम्बेडकर वॉज द चेयरपर्सन ऑफ द ड्राफ्टिंग कमिटी दैट वर्कड ऑन द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया. और उन्होंने क्या बनाया? ही मेड द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया. And because he himself faced the problem of social discrimination, so he always wanted to treat the people equally. This is the Constitution of India, which initiated on 26 November 1949 and get effected on 26 January 1950. That we known as the Republic Day, right? So let us see what is there in Constitution of India. So preamble is the introduction, that what was there in the Constitution and what do we need in the Constitution, right? So hereby it is like this: we, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a republic, into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual, the unity and integrity of the nation in our constituent assembly. So this is what it is written over there in the Constitution of India, which says that our India's constitution is democratic republic, right? Where people has the right of justice socially, economically and politically. तो इन सबसे ऊपर justice is more effective, right, rather than the social, economic and political. That means it gives the equal status to everyone. Then we have a liberty of thought. हम क्या सोचते हैं, क्या एक्सप्रेस करना चाहते हैं, क्या हमारा बिलीफ है, क्या फेथ है, और हम किसको वर्शिप करना चाहते हैं. सो दैट इज व्हाट वी हैव द लिबर्टी. लिबर्टी मीन्स वी आर फ्री टू डू दैट, राइट. देन वी हैव इक्वालिटी ऑफ स्टेटस. हमारे चाहे हम किसी भी स्टेटस से हैं, चाहे हमारा कितना ही बैकग्राउंड ऊपर या नीचे है, बट वी गिव द इक्वल स्टेटस टू एवरीवन and the equal opportunity to everyone. And this is how we promote among them all fraternity. All सबको हम लोग promote करते हैं for this, right? By taking the dignity of the individual. Dignity of individual को रखते हैं. Dignity means self respect, you can say, right? And the unit and integrity of the nation. But we have to maintain the dignity of our nation as well, and we have to promote everything, right? So this is what the Constitution of India says. So children, these are our fundamental rights. So right to equality, right to freedom, right to exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, and right to constitutional remedies. So these are some of the rights. So one by one, I'll definitely tell you. Right to equality. So what does it say? It says all Indians are equal before law, all citizens have equal rights and equal opportunities, right? तो जितने भी इंडिया में लोग रहते हैं, दे ऑल आर इक्वल बिफोर लॉ. लॉ के ऊपर वो सब इक्वल हैं, राइट. अगर कोई बहुत ज्यादा रिच है या बहुत ज्यादा पुअर है, दैट डजंट मीन दे विल नॉट गेट द इक्वालिटी बिफोर द लॉ, राइट. They can choose the work they want to do, and they cannot be denied with the justice or ill treatment in the name of the caste, religion, community, gender, etc. And untouchability is the seen as the crime and has been abolished by law. तो ऐसा हमारा right to equality बोलता है. क्या बोलता है कि इंडियन जो सिटीजन्स हैं वो लॉ के आगे बिल्कुल इक्वल हैं. It is not like that कि they are rich, they are poor, they are of this status, they are of that status. Then they can choose the work they want to do. If they are not satisfied with the justice, they can deny it, right? And if they are being ill treated, उनको अगर ill treated किया जा रहा है in the name of caste, community, gender or religion, so they can go for the law, right? Untouchability is not there in our country. पहले हमारे 15 मतलब हमारा इंडिपेंडेंस जब हुआ उससे पहले there was a certain among people those who were considered as untouchables. They were not given the equal rights, but now there are no untouchables, right? And if it is happening in the society, then they will be punished for it. So it has been abolished by the law. So untouchability nahi hai hamari society mein. Nobody can discriminate on the basis of low caste or higher caste, or they can consider someone as untouchables, right? Then we have right to freedom. Right to freedom says every Indian is free to live or travel anywhere within a country. So this is very true, right? And they can take up any job in the any state of our country or any part of the country. Then right against exploitation. No Indian can be exploited or forced to work without pay. कोई भी इंडिया में किसी को भी फोर्स नहीं कर सकता विदाउट पे वर्क करने के लिए. दैट मीन्स दे अबॉलिश द slavery, you can say, or the they if somebody is working for someone, they have to pay the amount for that, right? Then we have right to freedom of religion. That means every Indian has the right to follow the religion of his or her choice. So if I am a Hindu and I want to adopt Christianity, I am free to do that. Nobody can stop me for this. So this is how I am having the right to freedom of religion. So whatever religion I want to adopt, I can adopt it. Then we have cultural and educational rights, where Every community has the right to present and promote its own language, script, and the culture. So this is what they're in the right of religion. In the cultural and educational rights, nobody can. In the cultural and educational rights, we can adopt and we can promote our language, script, and the culture. Nobody can stop us with this also, right? So this right is very important to us. If I want to promote something according to my culture or something, so I am free to do that. Culture is if I want to promote something related to my culture, right? If I'm of specific religion, right? Then we have the right to constitutional remedies. So this right empowers all the other rights. दूसरे rights को ये empower करता है. How? Because if the citizens are not satisfied with their fundamental rights, or they are having some problem with it, so they can go for the justice, right? So this right empowers the citizens to approach a court of law in case their fundamental rights have been denied to them. अगर ये जितने भी सारे rights है, whether it is right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, कल्चरल एंड एजुकेशनल राइट, अगर इनको किसी ने भी कुछ प्रॉब्लम किया है या कोई बोलता है कि वी विल नॉट गिव यू दिस राइट, देन right to constitutional remedies comes into the picture, and they give the right to protect their fundamental rights. So this is all about the constitution rights of our India, and we have all these fundamental rights on which basis we can be uh, we can live happily in India, right? So these all are very, very important rights for us. So I hope this is very clear, and this is how we have completed our chapter. In the next video, definitely I'm going to talk about the exercises, right? So we will do the exercises. Exercises should be done in the book and question and answers in the notebooks. So I'll send you the PowerPoint presentation for that also. So don't worry about it. Worksheet for question and answers, definitely I'm going to send the worksheet. Thank you and have a nice day. Thank you, children.